Right then, Debs, let's answer some of these questions, shall we? Pete, what's the best thing about having a former midwife as a mother-in-law? I would say the vast knowledge and just like that as a resource of like, if something goes wrong, then I absolutely know that you know the answer.
Although he didn't want me there at the birth.
No. No, I didn't.
As your mother-in-law, what's the best advice Debbie has given you?
You are very good at like letting us learn and not kind of force feeding stuff to us and letting us do it our way, even if sometimes you don't think it's
The best way. Or my way.
Yeah, or your way. Which, yeah, I think it's not really advice, but that's the best thing you've done for us.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think the best advice was saying marry my daughter.
No, that was quite good advice, yeah. That was quite good. Right. There you go, Debbie. What are Pete's greatest strengths as a father?
Oh, gosh, I could have a whole long list on this one. He's patient, he's a natural dad, he's funny, he loves his kids, he loves his family. Because you've got that silly side as well, you love playing. There's nothing you love more than being over the park with the kids. You're a great support to Charlotte, and I think you're a great son-in-law, and you're a great dad. You're just a great dad.
Thank you. Yeah, go on, I think it's yours.
Next one?
Yeah.
What do you think are the biggest differences in parenting from one generation to the next?
I think dads were more standoffish. Like my dad, I know, wasn't very open about like how he felt, and he was very much like, "We're crying for, stop," that kind of.
Yeah.
And he was a great dad, he was, but it's just very different. I think that's probably one of the big things.
Well, probably for me, as being a former midwife, the biggest difference is the fact that men are much more involved now. Men never used to be involved in parenting or childbirth. It was very much woman's work. But I think you certainly get, because you do a lot of the picking up and dropping off and a lot of the parenting, and that's good for you. I mean, you make sure you do bath time at night.
Yeah. Grandparent privileges. What does Debbie get away with? I don't know if it's grandparent privileges. I just think it's Debbie privileges. Of like,
it's just a privilege being a grandparent for a start. Okay. That's my biggest privilege. I probably get away. Well, I don't know if I do get away. I'm probably strict with the children, perhaps more strict than you want me to be with the children sometimes. Probably. I know sometimes when I do tell them off, I see you look at me and think, was that really necessary? You'll very much get down to their level now, looking in the eye and saying, "Then why did you do that?" Whereas I would probably, perhaps not do it that way. But I've learnt a lot from you as well. What practical support do parents and wider family give you?
Well, childcare for one. Like financially, we wouldn't have been able to. Me and Charlotte wouldn't have been able to cope if you didn't have them one day and my mum didn't have them another day, because it just would not be able to afford it at all. So that massively. I know if we ever needed you like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, I phoned you and knew you'd be there. So it's a massive lift and like a weight off of our shoulders, especially with my family being a little bit further away and you just knowing that you guys are just around the corner.
And I make the best roast potatoes.
And you do make the best roast potatoes as well, yeah. Right, last one.
What's the biggest thing you've learned from each other? That's a good question. Not to upset you about your football team. And I think you've taught me a lot about being a grandparent. You are a calmer nature than me, and you put things into perspective more. I mean, I'm a bit fiery, fly off the handle a bit, will say things, try to be from the heart, but usually don't put my brain into gear before I open my mouth sometimes, and you do.
For me, from you, I would probably say, I see how hard you work for yourself and for your family, and how far above and beyond you go for everyone around you. For me, it's like quite a big inspiration of something that I'd like to do more of.
That's really nice.
Be better at.
Oh.
I can't remember last time we just sat and had a chat, me and you, so it was quite nice to answer some of those questions. Arm wrestle to finish.
Go!
When do we start?